All right, we're live with day 2 today. Just setting things up. I think everyone's going to get notified that I'm live. I'm just going to wait for a couple of people, obviously, to show up. And then we're going to start. Should be a really productive day, considering that I'm going to be sharing a lot of tools today. So I can't wait to provide you guys a list of these items, the tools that you're going to be using throughout this challenge. So great, I'm seeing people join. As always, can you guys let me know in the comments, do you hear me? Do you see me? Everything's good on the technology side. I just want to make sure that's all done before we get started. I have to see again. Let me set things up on my side as well. In the meantime, as I see people logging in. Perfect. Hey, John, good to see you make it today. Excellent. So we'll do this. Perfect. I'm seeing more and more people. There's about 2 people. I know I just logged in a little bit earlier just so that, again, I give a chance to people to show up. Excellent. How's everyone doing? I hope Saturday's going well. I mean, also let me know, do you guys like this 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Again, it's going to go fast. I don't want to stay on the video for a very long time, but I decided to do the weekend sessions towards the afternoon. Gives enough time for people to sleep in, have breakfast with the family, maybe also catch up on the previous day. If it was, let's say, like Friday, it was at 8 p.m. at the live session. So I'm thinking, you know what, 2 o'clock, I think personally is a good thing, is a good time. You have the rest of the day to enjoy your time with the family, as well as execute on the course, on the challenge as well. So hello, Ali. Hello, Simon. Nice to see you guys. Excellent. Well, I'm seeing people log in. Let's just get started immediately. I want to make sure that, I get you out of here as soon as possible. Perfect. So let me share a couple of things. First things first, I want to make sure that I'm going to remove my screen. Perfect. So now you guys see me straight, big screen. You see my big head too. But now I'm going to add the screen. So I'm going to give more real estate to the presentation, since obviously it's a lot easier to read if there's anything. So let's get started. Again, I forgot my phone. I got to turn off the notifications, so no distractions. I want to welcome you guys here today. And again, just like yesterday, I'll do my best to make sure that this video is under 21 minutes. Answer a bunch of questions if you may have towards the end. You can put in your questions in the comments of the Facebook post, the video that's going on right now, and I'll get back to them. So don't expect, it's very hard for me to look at comments and also do the presentation. So I just want to put it out there before we get started. Now, one thing also, make sure you watch the welcome video that I have on the welcome page of this group. So if you go into the discussions right here, you'll notice that immediately you have the announcements right here, descriptions. Just make sure you watch this. For example, people were trying to post inside the discussions. I'm trying to limit those. Every post you make, if you put it there, I'm not going to post them. I don't want people to get notified every time somebody makes a comment on the discussions. Instead, all your questions, all your comments have to be put inside each task of each unit. So for example, yesterday, you had a bunch of tasks in here. Make sure you comment inside those specific tasks so that the topics remain inside the associated tasks. So everything is grouped and organized in the proper way and you don't get overwhelmed. Just want to put it out there so at least you guys know about this. Second thing, don't forget to refer a friend. So the challenge is open right now. Still, I'm accepting people to come in, the latecomers, but I'm going to have a cutoff date, most probably Tuesday. So far, Tuesday midnight, I'm no longer accepting anyone in the challenge because we've already went through a couple of days. We're going to be setting up the store. I don't want latecomers to come in and then, create some sort of confusion as to, where did you say this? How do you do this? And we've already covered these topics. It's not fair. You guys took action. You're inside the group. Kudos to you, congrats. But after Tuesday so far, I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. I will cut off the joining of the challenge. So if you know anyone that might benefit from this, refer them to the group. They have to put in their email address because I have to make sure I update my email list with all the members of the challenge so I don't start emailing anyone who's no longer in the challenge. So today's topic is going to be very interesting, and it's all the tools you guys need to build a store. I usually cover tools throughout a course. A lot of my courses, we don't talk about tools immediately, but for this challenge, you know what? I want to empower you guys, and I will do my best to recommend tools that are free to use. Obviously, there are some limitations with free tools. You might have to pay sometimes in the future to upgrade, but all the tools I'm going to recommend are free to use. And I'll mention the ones that have either a trial or they have a free account but require upgrades if you need professional features. But nonetheless, I'm going to do my best to make sure that these tools are free. If they are not free, I'm going to make sure that they are affordable. I've used a lot of the tools that I'm going to be mentioning in the next couple of minutes. So again, I stand by these tools. They're great. If I haven't used them, I will mention the fact that I haven't used them. So I'll also recommend a lot of easy tools. I'm the type of person, I like to roll up my sleeve in e-commerce, and I like to get down and dirty with the tools I work with. So a lot of the tools I'm going to share with you in this challenge are going to be easy to use. So there's no heavy learning curve that you have to worry about. You got to read a lot of instructions and manuals. The interface is easy to use, intuitive design. You know where to click to get things done. You don't have to think twice. You don't have to be a technology person in order for you to use these tools. Like, for example, I'm not going to recommend Adobe Photoshop to edit your images. There are alternative tools out there that can simplify the whole process of editing pictures. If you are a professional, then you know what? You will be able to comment inside the tasks afterwards, where you'll be able to ask me if I recommend any additional tools for advanced users. So I have a lot of advanced enterprise level tools as well. I just didn't recommend them inside this session. Now, I want to make sure you take note of this. I don't want you to get overwhelmed with the tools. I am giving you all of them immediately. Some of them will be updated afterwards as we progress through the challenge. But the whole idea here, I don't want you to get overwhelmed and say to yourself, oh man, I got to learn how to use all these tools. I mean, there's a lot of things that I have to consider. First of all, if you get overwhelmed with just the tools, you may be not ready yet for e-commerce, because it requires work. I mean, it's not just set it, open the website, and people are going to start coming in and you're done. You got to have to work with marketing initiatives. You got to do traffic campaigns. There's so much to do. So if the tools immediately overwhelm you, assess your current situation. But nonetheless, I don't want you to get overwhelmed, because throughout the challenge, every single day, we're going to work with one tool. We're not going to use them from day one. So that's something you have to consider. The goal of this session here is, obviously, during the challenge, I want to empower you with all the knowledge that you need, the tactics that you're going to implement for your online store. But I want to empower you with the tools you need to get the job done. Sometimes you might get a lot of theory out there of how to do things, but they don't tell you, oh, well, in order for you to do this, you need to use this tool. It's going to make the job a lot easier for you. My goal is to empower you with everything you need so that you feel confident and you'll be able to successfully launch the online store. So let's go straight into the tool itself. So here's what I'm going to do. Is you guys can follow along. I want it to be a little bit more interactive. I'm going to go inside units. If you guys go inside the group under the tools you need, and if you click on get familiar with the tools, task 1 of today, I'm going to edit the post right now. There was a section called link coming soon. So I've updated it. If you click on this link right now, you will, you know what? Let me put it inside also the list of tools inside the comment section of this video as well. So let me know if you guys are able to access it. I want to make sure everybody's on the page right now. I usually should see faces here when people access the file. I'm going to wait for you guys to join inside the document. Perfect. Are you guys able to go? Oh, okay, great. So I see an anonymous dingo, whoever that is, but so that means it works. So I'm going to wait. If you guys want to join afterwards, that's fine. It's not a problem. I just want to make sure all is good. Perfect. So you guys have access to this. A couple of things before we go through this document. This document, and this is a disclaimer I have to put out there from an FTC perspective, as well as I just want to be fair to this. This document contains affiliate links to software. I'm not associated. I don't own any part. I don't have any investments in any of these tools. Some of them I'm an affiliate, meaning that if you decide to pay for one of those tools, for example, the online store, the shopping cart tool that I'm going to be recommending, which is Shopify, I get a commission if you plan on paying for it. I have to make sure this is kind of like put it out there immediately as a disclaimer. I may receive commissions from all of these tools if you decide. Not all tools, I'm an affiliate, so that's why I'm just saying there might be across the board an affiliate link. Again, this challenge is free. It's not about the money, but I like to monitor my performance with these tools, and sometimes they offer great opportunities for the Academy because I'm sending them so many referrals. So ahead of time, I'm thanking you for the support. I've also included a last updated date so that if you log back into the tool later on in the challenge, you'll know if I've added some new tools or not. I'm going to be updating the date that you see right here. So today is the last date I have in there because that's when I created the document. So let's get started with some of the tools. I divided them into the first 7, next 7, and the last 7 days, and beyond the 21 days. So again, to make it easy for you guys to follow through. First tool that you need to consider is a document creation tool. Some of you know it as Microsoft Word. In my case, I'm going to be using Google Docs. So here's the document right now. This is the document that this is the software that we're going to be using whenever, let's say, for example, tomorrow, we're going to build out a plan for yourself for this challenge. We're going to use Docs, Google free tool that is available to you. So that's the first tool that we're going to cover. There's not much else to say. If you haven't used it, very, very simple. You don't have to worry about it. It's not difficult to use at all. Second tool that I recommend is Google Sheets. Google Sheets, again, is a free tool similar to Microsoft Excel, but simpler, easier, and available online. We're going to use this later on, let's say when we're planning things in marketing, let's say you're doing a calendar, whatever it might be. And the goal behind it is sometimes it's a lot easier to organize than a document. It has the cells concept, formulas, you name it. Again, we might use it fully, we might not. I just want to make sure that you have access immediately to it. So that's the second tool that we're covering. The third tool. So I know that some people are joining through their phone, so that's why I'm not waiting for everybody to click on the file, so it's fine. This here is the most important tool, and this one is the one I'm an affiliate of. It is a Shopify. Shopify.com is one of the best tools out there to help you build out this online store. I recommend Shopify, not because I'm an affiliate or anything of that nature. I've used it for a very, very, very long time. When it was released recently, like when it got launched back in the day, that's when I joined and I started using it and I've seen the evolution. Now there are more than 800,000 stores on the platform and still growing. They're a public company, very reliable and very, very affordable and easy to use. So this will be the tool I will be recommending. But here's the interesting part, which works amazing with this challenge. If you notice right here, they made Shopify free for the next 90 days. Usually it's a 14-day trial. But because of the current situation that we're dealing with around the world, they decided to extend the trial to 90 days, which is perfect for you because the challenge is now 21 days. You'll be able to play around in e-commerce and not have to pay for anything until you're sure that you want to keep the store open. 90-day trial is more than enough. So again, a great opportunity for you guys to do it with Shopify. So again, this is the tool we're going to use. If I go directly to shopify.com, they have beautiful themes, beautiful designs for online stores, very easy to customize and configure without a single piece of code. And if there's any configurations that require some advanced knowledge, I'm going to be guiding you along the process throughout this challenge to help you configure everything that needs to be configured. So don't worry about that part. But again, highly recommend Shopify, and this is the tool we're going to use. Let's go back to more tools. Next one is going to be a business name generator. So obviously in one of the days, we're going to build out a logo, coming up with a name for your business. So Shopify has a great tool called business name generator. If I want to sell, let's say, bracelets, you have all these names that you could use. You can verify if the domain name is available and so on. But again, the reason why I'm giving you all the tools right now is to just play around. My recommendation is do not create a Shopify account yet Unless you really want to go at it immediately and you can't wait till next week, go ahead. But if you want to do it through when I'm doing it through the challenge, so we go step by step, that's one thing I would recommend, so you don't get stuck on a specific thing. They keep changing the process, so I might also be surprised with a new step in the process that I didn't anticipate. So again, all these things I'm sharing with you, you don't have to create an account, just get familiar with them. So a business name generator is great. A lot of us feel like, when you want to get fit, the first thing we do is like, let me get that membership at the gym. And you feel already, okay, I'm getting fit. You haven't been to the gym yet. So when it comes to e-commerce, you see a lot of people get excited because they came up with a name, they got a business card, they got a domain name and everything else. This part here, this tool is going to help you feel like you're going through some sort of progress. You're coming up with something that eventually will be real in the future. And business name is critical. Everyone is proud of their business. So that's why I want to really share this tool with you, and it's free. Those who want to take it to the next step, you want to create a slogan for yourself. Great. There is a tool called Free Slogan Maker. So for example, if I want to sell men's bracelets, I'm going to type in, for example, just men, and look at the nice, I wish I was a man, from our men to yours. That could be a nice slogan. So let's say I have a shop for men's bracelets. It could be from men creating them handmade to other men, men forever, I don't know, men for all, make the most of men. I have no idea. You can start playing around with some of the queries. Obviously, you don't take everything that they recommend. The engine starts coming up with creative slogans, but for you to consider, that's all it is. Let me just close a couple of windows because now it's getting very crowded in here. Okay, next thing, logo creation tool. So I would tell you start with Hatchful. It is a company that was acquired by Shopify. Very simple. You can build out a logo for free. You don't have to worry about hiring a graphic designer. That's one tool I would recommend to start with. I do have other recommendations for graphic design tools, but if you just want just the logo part and you want to simplify things, Hatchful is good, and it's acquired by Shopify, so you know that it integrates really well. Next tool. The graphic design tool of my choice is Canva. There's a free version of it. All the tools so far are free except Shopify. When you go paid after you launch the store, after the trial period, you'll pay around $30, which is very affordable for the basic version. But if you go out on Canva, you'll be able to, look, I use it even within my own academy. Look how I'm building all of my graphics inside Canva. It's great because let's say, for example, I want to create a logo. I can just click on logo right here. There you go. Look at all the templates. They're all available for you to choose from. Let's say I want to go with this one right here. Look how easy this is. So let's say men's bracelets, and you're done. There you go. Change the logo here, change the icon. There's a lot of elements to look for. You can pay for some pictures. Some of them are free. Again, very simple. We'll go through it as we progress. So Canva is my choice. Now, if you want to print stuff, business cards, flyers, things like that, you just want to have something physical, I would recommend initially to use Vistaprint for this. Really reliable store, very affordable prices for their printed material. Now, if you wanted something a little bit more professional looking and really beautiful designs, I've used Mule.com for business cards. Their quality is superior. You'll pay a little bit more for some of their print products, but at the end of the day, when you see the material used, the fonts, the designs, the flexibility, the service they offer is truly amazing. So again, I just want to put it out there. At least you have Mule.com to consider. So that's the first 7 days. The next 7 days, by the first 7 days, I'm hoping that your brand is set up, your company name is set up, company or website name. I don't want you to worry about anything accounting and legal. This is something you have to reach out to the experts, not me. For now, we're just assuming that everything is set up on your side. You can open the store under your name. If you're just starting out, it's not a big deal. Just make sure that you have your social insurance number if you want to accept some payments from customers. So Shopify will require this, your banking information, so on and so forth. But you want accounting advice and legal advice, please speak to a lawyer or a certified accountant. That's the best way to handle this part. So the next 7 days, now that the store is set up, you've created, let's start adding products and content to it. So what tools do you need? When you start dealing with images, you need something that will allow you to optimize images, meaning improve the quality of those images so that they load faster when people visit your website. So Shopify has a tool, I just want to make sure you're aware of it, where you can upload a picture and it's going to resize it to make sure that it loads very fast, depending on where you want to use it in your store. Now, there's other tools. For example, I like PicMonkey. There is a paid version. So if you want to use the paid version, it has a lot more features in there. It's a simpler version of Photoshop. Photoshop is really advanced, hard to use for those who are not familiar with it. But PicMonkey is great for photo editing. You want to do some designs, templates, a lot of things that may be available on Canva. But if you really want to take it a step further in editing your pictures, Canva is somewhat limited unless you go with the pro version. So again, just evaluate things. You don't need any of them. You don't need to pay for anything. Just use what's available right now. And as soon as you see that you outgrow your capabilities within the tool, then pay for the version that is paid. Next, an advanced photo editor, something similar almost to Photoshop. Oh, I made a mistake. I have to update this link. It's called Pixlr. Pixlr is a web-based version of the tool. You can also manage, it has like a simpler features than a Photoshop tool. So I just want to put it out there for those that just want something additional and they're willing to learn. Again, I'm sharing these tools so that you enrich your knowledge with all of the capabilities of the online software world. But at the same time, you can acquire a new skill of photo editing through this challenge, and it could be interesting. And that's why I want to make sure that I put out there all the tools that I've used personally. You'll need a tool called a refund policy generator. Whenever you launch an online store, you have to have a policy about how you're going to handle refunds, returns, and so on. And you don't have to worry about writing it. Shopify has a tool that allows you to do this. So when we start filling up the refunds policy page, you will go to this tool. Another tool is the privacy policy generator. So there's two things from a legal perspective that you need to have on the web, in your online store. 2 pages. And the first page is a privacy policy, and the second page is a terms and conditions policy page. What's the difference? The privacy policy protects your consumer. That's when you tell them, I'm going to save your email address, I'm going to retarget you. Let's say I'm going to do advertising on Facebook, I'm going to try to send you emails and this stuff. You have to tell them how are you going to protect their information so that they know, they feel reassured that they can trust your website. So privacy policy protects the shoppers. The terms and conditions protects your business in terms of if you plan on buying from our website, these are our policies. And if you purchase from us, this is what it means. This is what you accept. You're doing a transaction between both of us. That's what's assumed. So again, these tools, privacy policy right here is offered again by Shopify. It allows you to generate this from a template. We'll just go through it to make sure that everything goes well. And then you have also the terms and conditions one right here. And again, same concept, it will put it out there. Now, I'm just gonna give you how to generate the template. We'll just skim through it. But from a legal perspective, make sure that you speak to a lawyer if you're not confident or sure about the wording. I highly recommend you do that. I won't be telling you this is right or wrong because every state, every province, every city, every county, every country is different. And I don't want to be the one recommending things that may not be true because I don't know all the laws across the world. Next. So for now, that's the next 7 days. The last 7 days, it's all about analytics and digital marketing. So first things first, we got to make sure we install Google Analytics. It is a free tool available to you that you could use. I'm not going to go in right now because I'm logged in already, so I don't want to show my account. Analytics tool is important. As soon as you decide to launch the store, we have to configure it and add it to your Shopify store. I'll show you how to do this. It's free, amazing, lots of insight. And the whole idea behind this tool is you're going to understand where is the traffic coming from on your website? Who are the users and what are they doing? What are they browsing? What are they purchasing? You know, all this information is important. Second thing, from a search engine. So if you want to show up on Google, I highly recommend you install something called Google Search Console. And again, this tool is free. You'll be able to make sure that your website is properly configured, properly set up, properly organized to a way that Google is going to like it and also position it in search results so that if somebody's looking for your product, looking for your brand, your website shows up in search results. So we'll go through this in one of the days. Email marketing. Again, these tools are there. We're going to see how we're going to cover them. You cannot launch an online store without doing email marketing. And the biggest mistake that I see people make is they decide to launch an online business and they only focus on one channel. Let me drive Facebook ads and let me drive traffic from Facebook. That's it. That's all. Or some people did it on Instagram. Guess what? It costs money, which is normal. You're paying for it, but things change. There's a lot of competition. Your account gets suspended. Don't rely on only one channel. That's why it's very important that when you launch an online store, you focus on channels that you own, an email marketing program, your SEO, somehow optimizing your website for Google. That's important. All these things have to be done ahead of time. We're not going to be covering Facebook ads and all that stuff. We're not doing any of this in this challenge. So really high level, I'm just going to show you how to connect Klaviyo and how to make sure you have a pop-up on your website so that if somebody wants to sign up to your email list in exchange for a coupon, for example. And we're going to also cover things like social media management. So I recommend a tool called Later. I use this for all sorts of marketing. This one is a paid tool, but it's like $9 and it grows as you have a bit more and more accounts. But managing Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all that stuff could be done with this tool. So we're going to cover that. And the last thing that we're going to do is something called Forms. That's also provided by Google. For example, I always recommend that when you're launching a new store is to promote a giveaway. And you can create a nice little form that you can have on your Shopify store so that you tell people on Facebook, your friends and family, guys, I'm launching my online store. I'm running this giveaway. Anyone who signs up, you could win one of 3 bracelets. And it's a great way to build your email list, raise awareness of your brand, and also raise awareness of what it is that you sell. So we're going to use Google Forms for this, and it's free. That's why I'm not using a giveaway software for now. Last thing, beyond the 21 days. So now, hopefully by then, you've launched your website. I know you'll launch it. So you've launched your online store. What happens next? Well, you got to do some sort of packaging initiatives. Maybe you want to have custom packaging, your boxes, your tape, you name it, just to improve the overall brand perception. When people get your product, they'll be like, wow, I love their packaging. I love how things look from this company. By the way, they do share this on social media. You've noticed it from a lot of influencers or anyone who's buying online. Whenever we were so impressed by the packaging, like an Apple company, you see, wow, people actually take videos and they share it. So you want to really invest in that if you feel that you're confident that this online store is going to be the future business of yours. So Sticker Mule is a great place to buy some custom packaging tape, poly mailers, the envelopes, blank ones, you name it. But it's really about stickers, customization, customized packaging that can, make you stand out from everyone else out there. That's one of the tools. Another one is Packlane. So if you want more than just tape, you want to have a nice box, you want to be able to order stuff in a small volume. Sometimes you have to, if you want to customize something, companies require you to order big volume. And in this case right now, there are many companies like Packlane that allow you to do this with small amounts. Yes, you'll pay a little bit more, but you know what? In the beginning, you can afford it. You don't have to look for the cheapest price out there. What you want is invest in a brand that the first time you go out there, people are going to be like, wow, it's great. When you start shipping out 50 products a day, 25, 30, 40, 100, 1,000, then you know what? You need to cut down costs. Then you look for alternative tools out there or companies that will provide you with such options. And that is it. I included also, if you guys want more tools, I have 375 plus in the e-commerce toolbox. It's a paid product. It's $19 for those who just want more than that. And the e-commerce toolbox also includes enterprise level tools that you could use online. And that's it. So this is the toolbox that we're going to be using inside this challenge. Your to-do list, and I'm going to cover, if you have any questions, start putting them now in the Facebook video because I'm going to cover them right now. But let me go over now the task for today's challenge. Let me just go back inside the group. So I'm going to click on units. Make sure those who haven't done so yet, complete the day 1 units. Again, just a reminder, just click when you finish. If you've attended the day, click on done. You've watched the video, click on done. You've completed this part, click on done. And here, click on done as well. Now, let's go to day 2, the tools you need. It's only 1 task today. So I'm going to also focus on doing that. So this one is done for me. So let me go in here. Again, this is the task. make sure you go to the link, which includes the list of all these tools. All you have to do, you don't have to create accounts. You want to go ahead. The only one I recommend you don't is the Shopify one. Everything else, you can create an account, start playing around, get familiar with these tools, their features, their benefits, their pricing, their options. What do they do? Some ideas on what you can do with them. Get familiar with them so that when the time comes that we start using them, you're already aware of their capabilities. That's the only task that you have to do. If you have any questions about additional tools or tools that you've used in the past that you found useful, go in the comments right here and do mention them, and I will at least answer or share it with the rest of the group if I see anything worthwhile. And that's today's task. And that's it. Let me see if there are any additional questions. So question from Simo is, Alaa, we need to open a corporation or LLC? I'm going to leave that to you. For this challenge, you don't need any of them. If you're just starting out, you don't even have traffic, you don't have anything, you could use your personal stuff. When you grow, then look at spending even more money on all that stuff. If you have a business plan for e-commerce and you really want to go out there and you have the funds, you have the budget, you really want to go full force, then speak to an accountant to see your situation. It really depends on how you're set up. Setting up a company and you put that website under it is a lot better than doing it personally. In case, God forbid, anything happens, you're not personally liable, it's the company stuff. So just to isolate personal from business. But to get started in this challenge, you could use your personal information as long as you're comfortable, but please speak to an accountant who's more certified than me. But for the challenge, we're just learning a new skill. I think after the 21 days, then take it to the next level. In the beginning, just gain the knowledge, gain all the information you need to get you started. Don't delay things. I can guarantee you it's going to take more than 2-3 days to get things rolling. So the whole idea of this challenge is to move forward. If after 21 days, you need to set up your corporation and all that stuff, then pause the store, get that stuff done and update it afterwards. Don't delay yourself for the challenge, because the whole point here is to simplify things for you. I hope that helps and answers your question. Any additional questions before we let you guys go enjoy the rest of your Saturday and get ready for tomorrow's challenge? Just going through the comments right now. I see someone is sad when I put the video. I'm not sure why. Rauf, I saw that you're sad. Is everything okay? I don't know. Did I say something or... I want to make sure all is well. Excellent. Look, I'm not seeing any. Great. Thanks, Ali. Great, Simo. Glad that answered it. If there are no questions, I'm hitting the 2:33 p.m. I want to respect the time. I will leave you guys at this. If you have any questions, comments, please make sure you post them inside the associated tasks, and I will make sure that I'll do my best to make sure that I answer all of them. Otherwise, thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Take care.